My name is Ellen Sulzycki. I'm from Western Massachusetts and I work at Northampton's Public Library, Forbes. Banned books are important to read. Perks of Being a Wallflower is one of my favorite books that I read growing up in high school. I'm going to read a passage from it. On Thursday, something really terrible happened. I was sitting alone in the cafeteria, eating Salisbury steak when I saw Patrick walk up to Brad, who was sitting with his football buddies. And I saw Brad ignore him like he did at the locker. I saw Patrick get really upset, but Brad still ignored him. Then I saw Patrick say something, and he looked pretty angry as he turned to walk away. Can I start over? I'm going to take it a little slower. Hello, my name is Ellen Sulzycki. I'm from Western Massachusetts, and I work at Forbes Library in Northampton. I'm going to read a passage from The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is one of my favorite books growing up. On Thursday, something really terrible happened. I was sitting alone in the cafeteria, eating Salisbury steak, when I saw Patrick walk up to Brad, who was sitting with his football buddies, and I saw Brad ignore him like he did at the locker. Then I saw Patrick get really upset, but Brad still ignored him. Then I saw Patrick say something, and he looked pretty angry as he turned to walk away. Brad sat still for a second, then he turned around, and then I heard it. It was just loud enough for a few tables to hear. The thing that Brad yelled at Patrick, faggot. Brad's football buddies started laughing. A few tables got quiet as Patrick turned around. He was mad as hell. I'm not kidding. He stormed up to Brad's table and said, "What did you call me?" God, he was mad. I've never seen Patrick like that before. Brad sat quiet for a second, but his buddies kept egging him on by pushing his shoulders. Brad looked up at Patrick and said softer and meaner than the last time, "I called you a faggot." Brad's buddies started laughing even harder. That is until Patrick threw the first punch. It's kind of eerie when a whole room gets quiet at once, and then the real noise starts. The fight was hard, a lot harder than the one I had with Sean last year. There was no clean punching or things you see in movies. They just wrestled and hit, and whoever was the most aggressive or the most angry got the most hits in. In this case, it was pretty even until Brad's buddies got involved. I just couldn't watch them hurt Patrick, even if things weren't clear just yet. I think everyone who knew me might have been frightened or confused, except maybe my brother. He taught me what to do in these situations. I didn't really want to go into detail, except to say that by the end of it, Brad and two of his buddies stopped fighting and just stared at me. His other two friends were lying on the ground, one clutching the knee I bashed in with one of those metal cafeteria chairs. The other one who was holding his face. I kind of swiped at his eyes, but not too bad. I didn't want to be too bad. I looked down at the ground and saw Patrick. His face was pretty messed up, and he was crying hard. I helped him to his feet. Then I looked at Brad. I don't think we'd ever really exchanged two words before, but I guess this was the time to start. All I said was, "If you ever do this again, I'll tell everyone. And if that doesn't work, I'll blind you." I pointed at his friend who was holding his face, and I knew Brad heard me because that I meant it. He didn't say anything back though, because the security guards of our school come to bring all of us out of the cafeteria. They took us first to the nurse and then to Mr. Small. Patrick started the fight and he was suspended for a week. Brad's buddies got 3 days each for ganging up on Patrick after they broke up the original fight. Brad wasn't suspended at all because it was self-defense. I didn't get suspended either because I was just helping to defend a friend when it was 5-on-1. Brad and I got a month's detention starting that day. Detention, Mr. Harris didn't set up any rules. He just let us read or do homework or talk. It really isn't much of a punishment unless you like the television programs right after school or are very concerned with your permanent record. I wonder if it's all a lie. A permanent record, I mean. On that first day of detention, Brad came in to sit next to me. He looked very sad. I think it all kind of hit him after he stopped feeling numb from the fight. Charlie? Yeah. Thanks for stopping them. You're welcome.